I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
Show me the money! Show me the money!
UFC 325, Alexander Volkanovski taking on Diego Lopes in the rematch in Sydney. This is the full card, prediction, breakdown, and picks. But first, before we get into it, I'll put the link in the description, my eBay. Go support the channel, right? We got auctions going for 99 cents. You just have to pay for postage, and then boom, 99 cents starts everything, whatever. It just starts at 99 cents, and then whatever. I don't care. I give a fuck. You know what I mean? And then secondly, go buy some gold and silver. I highly suggest you go buy some gold and silver in these times right now, because what is happening is the economy, it's in a wealth reset. It really is, okay? It's in a wealth reset. Go have a look at the metals and the way the metal's moving. Fiat currency is dying, and we're moving into a AI age. You know what I mean? Moving into an AI age, it needs metals to fucking work. Go buy some gold and silver and save your wealth. Save your money before your money just keeps depreciating every fucking day. You know what I mean? This is Punches and Profits, right? With your host, Nick Collins. Let's get into it. This is the full card prediction and breakdown and picks. But first, all right, Alex Volkanovski is training with Ruffy, Jamie Malarkey, Jacob Malkoun trains with Robert Whittaker, Jonathan Metcalf trains with Robert Whittaker, fucking Ofli trained with Alexander Volkanovski. But, you know, obviously they've all cross-pollinated anyway, you know what I mean? Like, Alexander Volkanovski is obviously trained with the CKB boys, you know, and there's a fair few CKB. Oh, you got Dan Hooker, you've got Cam Rowston, you've got Donmar Fan trains out of apparently Logan, so he's probably getting smoked. Sisley trains out of CKB, I'm fairly certain, and Aaron Tao trains out of CKB. But nevertheless, let's get into it. The full card prediction, breakdown, and picks. Starting off with the main events. Alexander Volkanovski in the rematch taking Diego Lopes on, right? So Diego Lopes, obviously, the way I saw the fight, I thought, you know, obviously Volkanovski would have been, you know, kind of just the way he has been in his career, taken a lot of wars, you know, but he has shown me, and there is evidence, right? If you go have a look at, you know, Cooking with Volk, look at his nutrition, look at his diet. I actually realized this guy is an absolute specimen. Obviously, yes, they're both specimens. This sport, hence why we all watch it. These guys are absolute specimens, right? But this Alexander Volkanovski, he's a true one of a kind. I knew this, but I thought at 36 years old, this would have been a little bit, you know, of a different kind of Alexander Volkanovski, but he's proved me wrong. And in the in this rematch, you know, obviously when he was fighting Diego Lopes the first time, he did get dropped twice, you know, but in this rematch, I truly believe that Diego Lopes just doesn't really have the tools that that he can sharpen enough in the time frame even to, what's he going to do? Wrestle chain wrestle. Apparently he's been training to wrestle Alexander Volkanovski, and I don't think that's going to really play a factor. Alexander Volkanovski, his statute for featherweight, I believe, and I've said this before, I think this statute is actually OG for featherweight. I think it's like his body shape. This is the way he's built, like the way this man was over 100 kilos. You know what I mean? I think just at, you know, 5'6", at 145 pounds, or, you know, what is it, like 62 kilos or something off the top of my head, but or something. But, you know, at that statute, yeah, I truly believe that this guy has the gift of the body shape in this division, stacked on top with genetics, stacked on top with his skill set, mindset, everything. I think Alexander Volkanovski is going to be pretty well safe in this fight, not unless he gets clipped by, like, you know, how Diego Lopes throws kind of like these ones. He kind of like throws his hands. He doesn't really, you know, Alexander Volkanovski, and again with the Dan Hooker matchup against BSD, I truly believe these two kind of matchups are kind of similar within their styles. Like Alexander Volkanovski does, Dan Hooker does throw like kind of nice straights too. You know what I mean? Like kind of Alexander Volkanovski. But nevertheless, I have Alexander Volkanovski in this one in the rematch against Diego Lopes, walking away with the belt again, and still Alexander Volkanovski keeps the belt in Sydney, in Australia. And yeah, Diego Lopes, good fight though. And I think Diego Lopes is probably going to get a little bit more beaten up. And, Alexander Volkanovski is going to expose that, this chin thing, the little chinny bedin din. You know what I mean? Like this thing, ding ding. He got the fucking chicken wing, like a spike or something in his, in a fence when he was a kid, when he was like 8. But yeah, I think that Alexander Volkanovski can expose this. Anyway, moving on. I got Alexander Volkanovski on decision. Moving on to the next fight, we have Dan Hooker taking on BSD in the lightweight division. Dan Hooker. Now, everyone's underrating this guy in this fight, and he's a really big underdog. And I don't know why, because BSD is obviously, he's not going to go out there and Islam fucking Dan Hooker. What's BSD going to do, man? He's going to fucking try and put on the pressure, throw these, tarred hands. And, he does big power. I did have BSD losing against Beneil Dariush, but I said that both of them were tards and that, obviously BSD just out-tarded Beneil Dariush. But on the other hand, in this one, we got Dan Hooker, and Dan Hooker's just more of a sharp fighter, man's fighter. You know what I mean? He's just got more of the sharper tools in his pocket. As a dog fighter, you know what I mean? BSD, he's a dog fighter too, but his tools aren't as fucking sharp, man. I'm telling you right now. And I got Dan Hooker to fucking beat a BSD up, man. He ain't losing to a Frenchman on Anzac territory. I'm telling you right now. And that's also coming from me, like from my heart or whatever. I'm just saying, I just don't see Dan. Man, Dan's just a different dude, man. He's special, man. Dan's a special dude, man. Moving on, I'm putting money on Dan Hooker too. Like, I'll be real, man. Like, Dan 3-1. Like, dude, it doesn't even make any sense. But anyway, like, he's got way better striking. What are we even talking about? Anyway, moving down. Like, Dan Hooker, and he's my dog of the week. Moving to the next fight, we have Rafael Fiziev taking on Mauricio Ruffy. Mauricio Ruffy's been training with Volkanovski, as we all know. Rafael Fiziev obviously, trains in Thailand, probably lives there, or Azerbaijan. Tiger Muay Thai guy. He's been a Muay Thai guy. That's his blood, man. He's a Muay Thai guy. He's not going to go out there and fucking wrestle a Ruffy. Again, this style, this card as a trend, right? We're seeing a trend. So Rafael Fiziev, he's not going to change his fucking style. The guy's fucking 30 fucking whatever. You know what I mean? He's a mid-30s. This guy's a pure fucking Muay Thai guy, Taekwondo guy. And, Mauricio Ruffy's got more sharp boxing, I reckon that Mauricio Ruffy in this one's going to showcase his boxing. Yeah, he throws, but on the back foot, man, you can actually see it. Like, the way he swings his left, swings that left, man, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, man. It's like, it kind of reminds me of like a Roy Jonesy-esque type, kind of boxer type. I don't know. Anyway, Mauricio Ruffy's got a better boxing game. That's what I'm calling anyway. Mauricio Ruffy's looking good, but at the end of the day, he did lose to BSD. Looked shit, but they're not gonna. That's what makes these special other dudes different. Like, look at Elliot, man. He's undefeated. That's just, what are we even talking about right now with like GOAT status at this point in time? Like, man, the guy. But then anyway, Mauricio Ruffy. Been training with Volk. He's just going to be crisper on the feet here. I don't think Rafael Fiziev is going to end up. Yes, he does he does get takedowns apparently, but he's not going to go out there and wrestle. Let's be real. Like, Mauricio Ruffy's going to keep it on the feet. If not, he's going to get a fucking KO over Fiziev. So Mauricio Ruffy, but Rafael Fiziev's looking more stocky. So he's been obviously training more of like a strength and conditioning, type style. I would say, Mauricio Ruffy. Like, without the, strength, obviously without more of the conditioning, it's more strength. Rafael Fiziev's obviously coming in, probably using more weights in this one. He's probably going to try and, obviously do that against Mauricio Ruffy, and I don't think that's going to work. I think training with Volk and that kind of recipe what they're using out there, I think that's going to really help a Ruffy in this one. And I got a Mauricio Ruffy on a decision or a late stoppage. Moving to the next fight, we have Tai Tuivasa taking on Talison Teixeira. Tai Tuivasa has been out for a while. That's the story of this fight. and he's just looked more like he got out of touch, you know. But you know, God love him, and you know he's just living a good life. He's living his best life. You know, he invested. He's made his own beer. He's doing his thing. You know, his own kush and whatnot, which is gangster. You know, the guy's been living like his best life, and probably always on his mind, just doing that. You know, never lose that fight thing in his mind. You know, and I truly believe that. You know, he's been training. He's looking still good. I reckon he's looking kind of good, man. He does. He kind of looks like he's shaping up. And, you know, both of them here we have, like, this is a classic titty. We got two titties going at it. You know, we got a double titty. And it's just which titty goes down. You know what I mean? Like, if you're coming across someone that says, oh, man, I know this fight. Oh, you know, well, this technically, you know, tell us and dude, they're two heavyweights. You know what I mean? It's literally a coin flip. It's literally a coin flip. And I'm not even kidding. But Tai Tuivasa, I'd say he's got better hands. You know what I mean? Tai Tuivasa's got better hands than Talis and Cicero. Let's be real. Talis and Cicero, I thought he would have beaten a Derek Lewis, and he proved me dead wrong. And then he ends up just getting absolutely humiliated. And now he's coming into a fight on home territory against a Tai Tuivasa in Sydney. Yeah, good luck with that crowd. Plus, like, you know, at the same time, Tai is like, he's got underrated boxing, man. Like, he's got, I think he's got indigenous in him or something, but he's got obviously, you know, yeah, he ain't here to fuck around, man. Tai's ain't here to fuck around, bro. I think Taliesin Sarah gets knocked the fuck out. Give me Tai Tuivasa by knockout. You know, possibly in the first round. Moving down to the next fight, we have Quinlan Salkilld taking on Jamie Mullarkey. This fight's dog fight. All right, and if you don't think that, and if you think he's just sitting here going, oh, Quinlan Salkilld by fucking first round KO, think again, because Jamie Mullarkey has been training with Volk, and he's been looking good in his last camps. You know, he's been dialing in. That's what that pulled him through to his last fight, which I had, you know, with him. You know, he's been looking good, man. He could probably stay it in there. You know, he could just tough it out, you know. You're going to end up just, you know, weathering the first storm in the first round with Quinlan Salkilld doing like, what is it, fucking 58,000 takedown attempts in like 1 second, you know what I'm saying? Quinlan Salkilld, but he's got fucking crispy as fucking kickboxing. This guy fucking proved me wrong, man. And actually knocked out Nasrat Hasparas, who I was just waiting for someone to absolutely clobber him. But clearly, I didn't think that it was going to be Quinlan, and I would give. I don't drink beers, but but I would definitely buy Quinlan Salkilld a keg. You know what I mean? Because that guy deserves it. That was fucking sick. That actually made me fucking like fucking yeah. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go, man. Anyway, but yeah, that prediction was completely wrong. That was fucking, you know. But at the same time, like, you can't fucking be you can't be. Don't be upset with that, man. That was fucking sick, dude. That's what you want, man. That's fucked sick. But I've got Quinlan Salkilld in this one against Jamie Mullarkey. And I think Quinlan Salkilld is just, yeah, he's just way better, man. He's just, I think he's just better all around here. I think he could end up surprising Jamie Mullarkey on the ground here with submissions too. But anyway, nevertheless, I've got Quinlan Salkilld in this one against Jamie Mullarkey. Moving on to the next fight, we have a Junior Tafa taking on a Billy Elekana. Billy Elekana is just a little bit better. He's well-rounded. You know, he's got obviously way better grappling. Billy Elekana is better on the. No, actually, no, he's not better on the feet. Junior Tafa's better kickboxer. I'd say Junior Tafa's got better hands, better boxing. And this could be, you know, this is a little bit more of a coin flip to me too. But on the contrary, I think that Billy Elekana has more of like the submissions. So if you were going to kind of more back someone in a parlay, I'd probably go Billy Elekana maybe, but then Junior Tafa could be upset with this. Like, he would upset that, you know what I mean? But Junior Tafa, if you're going to put, you know, anything against Junior Tafa, like, or if you're going to, you know, I think that Junior Tafa, I think he just needs to not go to the ground, man. Don't go to the ground, bro. You know what I mean? Trains out at like Marsden. He's like from Marsden or something, like, you know, Brisbane. So I definitely, obviously, you know, I want him to win. I want Tafa to win, man, obviously. You know what I mean? Best mustaches in the game, too. I was walking like out of Kmart like not too long ago, and this was the end of last year, you know, and I think it was his brother, man. It would have been his brother. It was his brother, you know, the big boys, eh? But, you know, usually his family, but, you know, best. I was about to I did like the double take, and I was about to compliment his just telling me that's a fucking cracking mustache because it's fucking banger, man. Like, it's fucking good mustache. Anyway, moving whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Billy Elekana is probably gonna fucking choke out a Junior Tafa. It's a 3-round war. It's a 3-round fight. A Junior Tafa, you know, it's either going to be a KO for Junior Tafa or Billy Elekana by submission. Billy Elekana could probably end up surprising Junior Tafa on the feet, but yeah, this one's a coin flip. But I'd probably lean to Billy Elekana with style, with more skill set. Moving to the next fight, we have Cam Rowston taking on Cody Brundage. I think Cody Brundage is going to get surprised here. I think Cam Rowston's going to come out here, and I think he's going to kick Cody Brundage's head off. I think Cody Brundage is going to get surprised on the feet. Cam Rowston trains out of CKB boxing, and he trains with, you know, obviously with all the good dudes over there, you know, all the beasts, man. And I think that Cam Rowston's going to surprise Cody Brundage with an absolute cracker head kick from hell. He's just going to kick. I don't know. I can just see that's one of the story of the fights too. Here is you're going to end up, I think, seeing on this card, you know, more of a sharp like kicking game on the end of more of the CKB boys, obviously. But you're going to see it more prominent because they're going up against, like, you know, what, BSD? What fucking BSD? You know, Dan Hooker? What the fuck is this? BSD? Yeah, he's got good kicks, man. He kicked steamroller guy. Steamroller. Steamroller. Matt Frivola, baby. He kicked the guy's head. It was scary. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's a French special forces guy that's got a phenomenal jiu-jitsu game, you know, or ground game, but obviously can't really, I don't think, anyway, with the takedowns. That was totally off the topic, but Cam Rowston by over Cody Brundage. I think Cam Rowston by first round KO. Moving down to the next fight, we have Jacob Malkoun taking on Torrence Finney. Torrence Finney, I think that this guy needs to really consider his career goals. I think he's not in the right pool, if you know what I mean. I think his body shape, his style, he does not have striking at all. What are you doing, Torrence Finney? Please, for the love of God, don't get brain damage in this fight. Jacob Malkoun is a dangerous fighter. He does have good striking. Jacob Malkoun, you know, he trains with Robert Whittaker. But Jacob Malkoun is okay with striking, you know, but I'm just saying Torrence Finney does not have any striking whatsoever. I think the guy just relies on just holding you there, using his mass and using his grappling pedigree. I think Torrence Finney's just not in the right sport, man. I think you're going to end up realizing that Torrence Finney will go to, like, you know, if they ever would have it in the future, like UFC wrestling or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, Torrence Finney, like, dude, you need to go to, like, somewhere where they just do pure grappling, man. Like, I don't know, man. Anyway, I think Jacob Malkoun's all day over Torrence Finney. I think Jacob Malkoun beats him everywhere. No way, because Torrence Finney, if he just ended up, no way. It's going to be tricky for Jacob Malkoun, but I think Jacob Malkoun does it. I think he tires out Torrence Finney. I think Torrence Finney will get tired. He's inevitable. He will. Jacob Malkoun's going to end up being a little bit more gas ready in this one. He's going to have a little bit more in the tank, I think, but I don't think, like, Torrence Finney, that's all he's got. He's not going to knock out a Jacob Malkoun. He's not going to submit a Jacob Malkoun. Okay. He might go to points. Okay, that's the worst case scenario here. But I've got Jacob Malkoun to beat a Torrence Finney with the Anzac territory aura, and Torrence Finney can't handle it, man. He ain't gonna handle it, dude. You're like talking in like some guy's like YouTube channel live stream, dude. You gonna go? Okay, no, man. Okay, no. Torrence Finney, I don't think so. But you know, never know. He could win on points. Really boring, but you're going to get like beers thrown at you. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. Moving to the next fight, we have Jonathan. I've got Jacob Malkoun. By any means necessary. But I think I'm confident he's going to win. Next on the fight, we have Jonathan Micallef taking on an Oban Elliot. Oban Elliot. In the last prediction, this is a recall. So apparently Oban Elliot got sick. But I don't know. So with that gives Oban Elliot a little bit more of an advantage because he gets another camp because he looked a bit like, you know, how you going in his last performances. So Jonathan Micallef, on the other hand, he's had an extra camp, right? So what am I doing? Am I going to just stick with Oban Elliot? No, I'm going to go with Jonathan Metcalf because this guy's had another second camp. He's looked good, and he's been looking good. Now you're giving this guy another second camp. I think Jonathan Metcalf's going to fucking give Oban Elliott a good fucking run for his money, man. I've got Jonathan Metcalf by decision. I don't think he's going to KO Oban Elliott. I don't think he's going to submit Oban Elliott. I think it's going to be a hard fight. I think it's going to be a dog fight. I think Jonathan Metcalf, because the way he fights, he's more of like, he's got like output. He's got good output, Oban Elliott's got more of like a lesser output, more, but, he wants to grapple, to clinch and stuff. But Jonathan Metcalf, I think, he's got a little bit more of a well-rounded skill set, maybe, I think, we'll see. But you're giving John Metcalf another second camp, and he's been looking good, man. I think he's been training. He's training with Robert Whittaker too, man. He's one of the best in the world too, So, all right, I got Jonathan Metcalf on decision. Probably even a 30-27, but 29-28. But Jonathan Metcalf, what like that even matters? That's just but whatever. Predictions. You got to predict. Whatever. Moving to the next fight, we have Khan Ofli taking on Yizar. Khan Ofli obviously wants it to the ground. He's trained with Volk before, but this guy gets around. He's CKB, I'm pretty sure too. And I think Yizar, he's not bad, man. I think Yizar's not bad, but I think Khan Ofli, like Yizar's dangerous on the ground, but Khan Ofli, I think you're not going to give Khan Ofli anything he hasn't seen before, And Khan Ofli does fight like he's he does fight like he's trying to press the action. Yizar kind of is happy to sit on the outside, but not sit on the outside. He would kind of press the action, but kind of more crisp. Khan Ofli's more of like a recklessy, but he's got more of like he does have textbook straights too, but I think this one's hard. And this is why I did from main event down, because it's kind of like in these ones where you're getting down here, I'm going to go a little bit more quick. So we've got Khan Ofli taking on Yizar. I'm taking Khan Ofli on decision. Moving down to the next fight, we have Sung-Wok Kim taking on Dum Ma Fan. Dum Ma Fan taking out training out of fucking Logan? I don't know what I googled this guy. I don't think he's going to win. I think Sung-Wok Kim probably going to KO him. And that's that. I think Sung-Wok Kim's probably going to KO him. But Dum Ma Fan might KO. I don't know. Sung-Wok Kim, I'd go Sung-Wok Kim because it's more dangerous, especially in his skill set. Going to the next fight, we have a Nakamura taking on a Sesley. Sesley coming out of City Kickboxing, and I'd give him that edge. I think City Kickboxing, I think their momentum in this card, I think their boys are coming out here strong, and he's 2-0, fighting another 2-0 guy. Good matchup. But I think I'll go to Sesley. I think Sesley, I think I'll give him the edge. You know what I mean? Just from aura too. Good card, starting out the night, whatever. Moving down to the next fight, we have a Sulagrangabo taking on a Lawrence Louis. Lawrence Louis, fighting out of CKB, but he's fighting. All right, this is going to be fucking hectic. But I think Lawrence Louis, people end up going to go, fuck, that guy's a beast. But they're going to end up slinging it. I think they're both someone's getting knocked out in the first round. I think it's Lawrence Louis. But he's going to put up a good fight. He's going to fight his heart out, man. I'm telling you right now. But I've got a Sakalangabo by first round KO. Moving down to the next fight, we have an Aaron Tao taking on a Namzri Batabaya. Batabaya is not bad, man. He's 2-0. He's undefeated. But Aaron Tao, he's been waiting for this. He's been waiting for this debut, man. And you can't put it. This guy's gonna fucking die in there, man. He's gonna fucking lose. Aaron Tao is the kind of this guy ain't losing, bro. He isn't. He isn't gonna get knocked out. He's got a fucking good chin, bro. He's got a good chin, which helps him. He isn't gonna get knocked out. He's not gonna get taken down and submitted. I don't believe this guy's not gonna. He's not like this. This guy's not like a fucking full on. CKB's got underrated takedown. They do. They really do. Izzy does. Izzy has underrated takedown defense. I do believe that. Even though he fucking tripped over himself and DDP flopped over him, obviously got hit and then along the cage. But, regardless, and Yarn, yes, took down Izzy, fucking whatever. They do have some sort of fucking understanding, you know what I mean? That's why I know that. I think that, Hooker's going to keep it on the feet. You know what I mean? I think they all these are tests. I think they're going to pass. It's a good one. It's got fucking aura, this card, I think. It's got good. That's why I was a bit late. You know what I mean? I got Aaron Tower, man, all day in this one to win. I think he's going to get a stoppage too. I think he's going to get a stoppage. You got Aaron Tower by stoppage. Anyway, this was Punches of Profits with your host, Nick Hollins. I'm out. Peace.